Hi there, I'm Julie Lammers and I'm here to talk about a customer relationship, and I want to talk about Apple. In March of this year, Apple announced that it's going to have some new products, and here's a little article from the Wall Street Journal. The new products are going to be Apple News Plus, Apple Arcade, Apple Pay, as well as Apple News Plus. These are 4 new services that they're bringing to the marketplace. Now, over the decades, Apple has been known for great gadgets. They have focused on the customer experience and created sleek, sexy, innovative Macs, iPhones, iPads, even iPods back in the day. And all of those have been cutting edge and created almost a lust by the consumer. They have also, for these products, charged high prices, and so they've made it almost seem like a luxury brand. In fact, they have created a brand with so much loyalty that we've all seen the news reports of people standing in line forever to get the latest iteration, the latest model of an Apple phone or whatever product it might be. Some might consider this irrational behavior. I certainly do. With all these people doing this, I would suggest that it's almost less about the technology and more about the status symbol with this particular brand. I will note, though, that the quality of the engineering has been really good, and Apple has consistently stood out and been acknowledged as a very high-quality product. I have a copy of the American Customer Satisfaction Index report. You can see it very well here. And all the highlighted items are Apple products. And they have ratings from the top 20 from 75 to 85 in terms of people being very satisfied with the product. And so we know that loyalty is there also because the quality has always been very good with Apple products. The thing is, though, that the marketplace is changing. Certainly, there's still continued demand for all the different devices that Apple creates, but there's a lot of competition out there. Many people are catching up, and the competition is becoming fiercer. And in fact, in January of this year, Apple announced that its fourth quarter sales for 2018 had a decline relative to 2017 sales. Now, note, this was a holiday period, and the economy is supposedly strong, and here they go. They have fewer people buying their devices. So again, is that due to competition, or is that due to people being more interested now in not what these smartphones or how these smartphones are built? Rather, might be more interested in how do they use the phone, how do they have apps to get the job done or do whatever they need to do on a daily basis. So this makes sense for Apple to go ahead and start to play more in the services market. Certainly they've been there, but they haven't pronounced it as a major play for them as a company. So let's take a look at some of these services. One of the services is going to be Apple News, and or Apple News Plus rather, and they have an Apple News version right now. This Plus version will be a subscription model for $9.99, and Apple is supposedly curating articles and information from over 200 magazines and newspapers from around the world. Unfortunately, some of the top newspapers in the country, New York Times and Washington Post, are not going to be contributing anything to this. And even the Wall Street Journal has said that they will have limited contribution to these news posts. So one wonders, how could Apple say that this is necessarily a premium or exclusive product if they aren't bringing in at least some of the top United States papers? So we shall see on that. Another play that they're going to have is going to be with Apple TV. And with Apple TV, they're saying that they're going to have a very premium, wonderful product that's going to be seamless. It'll be like television you've never seen before. I don't know if that looks very good. Anyway, the point is that with Apple TV, they think that they're going to be making things easier for the consumer. Here's the deal. You're going to have a seamless interface to a lot of subscription models. So you'll be able to have access to HBO and Showtime and all those things, but you still have to pay individually for those. And so it just makes it a nice place to be able to stop and get access to those channels, but is not necessarily super innovative or super exclusive in any way, or at least that's my opinion. They indicated they're going to have a kids channel on this Apple TV Plus. Well, so does Disney. And so again, one questions whether or not it's real innovative. Please note that they have touted that they've recruited people like Steven Spielberg and Oprah and Reese Witherspoon to create content. But again, they're content creators. It's not about innovation and being super exclusive. So I think they still aren't creating that exclusive innovative experience that they could or that they have in the past. Another example of something they're turning out or bringing out to the masses is an Apple Card. Now, it is noted that the Apple Card is supposed to have a real innovative design, supposed to have some really high-end security features, and that sort of thing. So that's great. That's innovative. That falls in line with what they've done in the past. However, there's going to be no annual fee to have this card. It has cashback rewards just like any other MasterCard or anything like that. So what keeps another person or another competitor rather from going into that same market space and creating almost an identical card? This is really, in my opinion, just Apple's way of getting farther into the financial sector. The Apple Wallet was not as broadly accepted as was hoped, and so this is a way for Apple to appeal to the masses. So the bottom line is that while Apple has always stood out as an innovator with these services products, I think that relationship is changing. I think they're going to be trying to reach to broader audiences, trying to leverage people who have existing Apple devices. People are holding onto those devices based on another report for much longer than they ever did before. And so they'll have to become a premium service provider. And that takes a lot of work. It's not about the engineering of the gadgets, it's the engineering of the process. And so it's yet to be seen if that will be the case, that they'll be able to do those things. They also have to show that they're unique. How are they any different from all the other streamers who provide services to us today? And I think that they're going to be losing out on that, but maybe they are trying to, as I said, reach out and change their how they operate and reach the masses. The thing is that you have to recognize is that consumers in this market space, a little bit farther down from the exclusivity one, are think more rationally and might be more price sensitive. So I think they'll have to consider that. So those are some of the ways in which I think the relationship will be changing. Thanks for listening.